Jonathan, I got to congratulate you. Every time I turn around, there's another article that I see that supports everything you've shared in the Smarter Science of Slim, from maybe it's some of the facts and figures in your book, but also in other sources. In fact, today there was an article in the New York Times that says less exercise may do more to shed extra pounds. Energy and inspiration from light workouts. Pretty cool article. You might want to take a look at it. It's from Gretchen Reynolds. So it's like every time you turn around, there's another somebody supporting everything you've talked about. The other thing that I wanted to ask you today, though, was I get up with the eccentric exercises. I try to apply them in a lot of the things that I'm doing overall. But all of a sudden it hit me, you don't do any ab exercises, and abs are such a big thing. Everybody talks about washboard stomach. And then I looked in the book, I'm like, okay, it says here, the fastest way to get abs has nothing to do with exercising our abdominal muscles. That's interesting. Can you elaborate on that a little bit? That smacks in the face of everything else that we hear from crunches and everything else we do. So I'm curious, what's your take on that? Love to hear it. Thanks.
Hey Jay, thank you so much. It's wonderful to see the mainstream media starting to catch up to what the scientific community has been showing us for years. So when it comes to your abdominals, this is another area where there's some confusion, and we can clear things up pretty easily by making one quick distinction. And that's the distinction between strengthening our abdominal muscles and revealing our abdominal muscles. Now, when it comes to strengthening our abs or any other muscle group, the way we do that is clear and simple. And it's a little bit of very safe and very forceful resistance training. And I will show you how to do an eccentric or safe and very heavy resistance training exercise for your abdominals at the end of the video. But the key thing, again, right, we hear all this, do 100 crunches in the morning, and then 500 at lunch, and then 600 in the evening. Well, we never hear, do 1,000 bicep curls. Our abs are a muscle just like every other muscle. They don't require an enormous amount of repetitions, just like every other muscle doesn't. They require few, very high quality repetitions to make them stronger. But now if our goal is to just reveal our abdominals, because to be clear, we all have abs. It's just that some of us can't see them because there's body fat covering them. So if we want to see our existing abdominal muscles, that has nothing to do with doing crunches, and frankly it has nothing to do with any ab exercise, because the way we shed body fat is by eating more but smarter, aka eating non-starchy vegetables, whole food natural fats, and nutrient-dense proteins, and doing a little bit but a very high quality exercise with our largest muscle groups. So our legs, our back, and our chest, because those are the muscle groups that are large enough to trigger a significant hormonal change in our body, which lowers our set point, which enables us to burn body fat, which then works with our sane eating to, again, shed those pounds off of our entire body, including our belly, thus revealing the abs we've had all along, but have just been covered up. So no need to do crunches to strengthen your abs, because you need to do something that's more forceful and just fewer repetitions, and no need to do crunches to reveal your abs, because that doesn't do anything to lower your body fat percentage. So if you want to strengthen your abs, stay tuned. I'll show you how to do that with an eccentric ab exercise. And if you want to just reveal your abs, that's simply about eating more but smarter and exercising less but smarter, and not at all about crunches. Alright, so if our goal is to strengthen our abdominal muscles, remember, which is distinct from revealing them, which is all about dropping our body fat percentage, and we do that via basically everything other than ab exercises, via a sane way of eating and through high quality eccentric resistance training with our legs, back, and chest. But if we want to strengthen our abdominal muscles, we do it the same way we strengthen any other muscle, and that's using very safe and very forceful few movements. So a very easy way to do eccentric ab training at home is a very basic movement, where what you want to do is you want to sit down and you want to put most of your weight on your coccyx muscle, so it's sort of right, like what most people call their tailbone. So the vast majority of your weight is sitting on that, and then there's a couple levels at which you could do this depending on your abdominal strength. So with your knees bent, you could, again, you want to keep your shoulders back and your chest out, really focus on your lower abdominals, and then you could attempt to slowly lower yourself down. You might need to help yourself by holding onto your legs, and what you want to avoid doing is crunching like this. If you're doing this, it's really easy, and we want it to be easy, we want it to be hard. So you want to keep your chest out, your shoulders back,
and you want to slowly lower yourself down. Really slowly. You'll notice the closer you get to the bottom, the harder it is. It gets really, really hard. So, and then if you want to sit back up, that's fine. You can just sit up however you want. We're not really concerned with the concentric action. We really want to do a slower low down. Now, depending on your strength levels, there's a couple different ways to do this. So a little bit more advanced is to put your legs out in front of you, and again, you're resting on your tailbone, and you pick your legs up. You're balancing on your tailbone, and what you're going to do is you're going to slowly lower yourself down. Again, notice how I'm keeping my, you can tell this is pretty hard because it's hard for me to talk. I'm keeping my chest out, my shoulders back. You can actually see that my abs are shaking because this is a very hard thing to do. And if you just sit there and hold that, you'll notice my feet aren't touching the floor, my back isn't touching the floor. They're like an inch off the floor, and you just hold that. Oh my God. You have to stop. And then you can just get up however you want to. That doesn't really matter. And again, you repeat, slowly lowering down, keeping your shoulders back and your chest out. And then when you get to the bottom, you're just going to hold that as long as you can. And then, oh, whew. And you're going to work your abdominals for just a little bit, but very forcefully. And in about 60 seconds, you're going to work your abs more than potentially you ever have in your life. You're going to activate all of your muscle fibers. You're going to stimulate a bunch of goodness. You're really going to strengthen your abs. So that's an eccentric ab exercise for you.